And welcome to the Inside Star Citizen review. You know, this community is about chilling, having a good time, and fun. That's really what I love about this community. We're all able to have like really great discussions. And I find that in our community, you don't have like people to the far right extreme or the far left extreme, the pure white knights or the pure naysayers. It tends to be in this community where very rational discussion usually always happens. First, I wanted to say well wishes to Jared. I forgot that these were taped in advance, so I was questioning if we were going to have an Inside Star Citizen tonight, but apparently he had some issues with his heart, and I think he's okay now. But he wrote down here on his Twitter, he tweeted that for those asking for a little more info, I got a pre-existing heart thing. I take a medication for it every day. The medication stopped working, and I found out the hard way on new stuff now, and so far so good. So well wishes to Jared, and I think that he's doing okay now, and he's a really cool dude. So I want to make sure that he is okay. And I have to say that I've been very happy with the last couple Inside Star Citizens. This one, we'll see. We'll see. Now, this is over the Perseus, and I wanted to talk about this because it's a ship that's near and dear to my heart. I really like the Perseus. I like the whole idea that we talked about how we would love to see it be buoyant and be one of the first ships that would actually float. You know, that you actually had like a dual role where it could land down into ocean type worlds, which would be awesome. But I wanted to go over the numbers here, and they set a record on the Perseus concept sale. They set a record for overall sales in one day, of 2.5 million. You know, so for some people who are like, hey, you know, there's so many issues and there's so many problems here, we're still seeing people. The demand is still there, and they want Star Citizen. You know, they want Star Citizen. The demand is there, and I'm just waiting on the next Outside Gaming hit piece. I can't wait to see what Outside Gaming puts out next. That's my name for Inside Gaming, by the way. What's up, Bold? Welcome to the fam, dude. So we set another record here today. You know, we had a great discussion that I'm going to put on the channel. It was a really frank discussion about the sales model, about, you know, one thing that you really didn't like about the project versus, you know, the things that you did like about the project. So we had a really great talk about that today on the channel. So I will be putting out that later on the YouTube channel. But without further ado, let's watch the Inside Star Citizen show and have a good time. The Perseus, everyone, the Perseus.
So this ship is really a military ship. It's about destroying other big ships.
Because it's so formidable that you're in a fight, and if somebody turns up with a fleet and it's stacked full of gunships, you're just going to be like, oh damn.
Now, we have torps on this, I think size 5. Also, I think the guns are, what were they, fam? Were they size 7s? I think turret guns were size 7, pretty sure. And torp size 5. If I'm incorrect, let me know in the chat, fam. But just the design and the overall style and the look of the ship is right up my alley. I love really the way, yeah, size 7. Okay, great. That's what I thought on effigy. I just love the it's very slick, man. I just love this, and I really would love this to have a rule for like a buoyant, the first ship that could literally be on oceans, water. I think that would be so cool if they could do that. 2x2 size 7. Yep. What's up, Killian? Welcome, dude. Welcome. Only 7 minutes and 45 seconds. It's okay. We'll give him a pass this time. Just this once. I will say I'm very happy lately. I feel like the subscription money is going to good use lately. The past couple Inside Star Citizens have been good. have been relatively good. And also, with the newest reunion series, hopefully they turn it episodic. Hopefully they do like a really great kind of machinima thing going on with this new series on the Star Citizen channel. I really would like to see that continue. I would feel a lot better about the subscription money and the use of that subscription money. So I hope they keep this up. So we can't wait to see that episode. That's going to air December 19th. So, I'm actually happy the direction as far as, me feeling like the subscriber money is actually now being applied correctly. So that's another thing. But again, like I said, Perseus, 2.5 million, record breaking. And here we go, guys. Here we go.
A fleet in Star Citizen is sort of built around a capital ship, or capital ships as it's core. So you have the Javelin, which
John
is a destroyer,
Crew.
so that is designed for really duking it
What's up,
out
Ross?
with other big capital ships. You have the Idris, which is a carrier, so can sort of take on other big ships. It's got a big railgun on the front, but primarily it's there to deliver fighters. And then you have the Polaris, which is a long-range torpedo boat. And you have the Hammerhead, which is a great anti-fighter screen. But what we're missing is this hybrid role that sits between the Hammerhead and the Polaris, that is your fleet defense ship. That
John.
is moderately large size and capable of dishing out firepower.
Yes. Do we know who is responsible for the design of the Perseus at Cloud Imperium? Really like to give him credit because I really dig the design of the Perseus. I'm not quite sure exactly who is behind the art. But just what an amazing just aesthetic appeal that the Perseus has, at least for me.
To deal with large ship threats that aren't quite capital ships.
It has been a while since we've done an RSI ship. Obviously there are some in the fleet already.
Killian, thank you, bro. Thank you, dude. Where did this alert come from? I don't even remember that.
You know why.
And then you take all those and you fold in the functionality.
When we were designing this ship, it was obviously built around the concept of having these large turrets. That you had a bridge on the front, but it sort of just felt like a Polaris with a turret on the top and the bottom. And for a ship of this style, having that bridge at the front didn't quite sit well with us. So we then tried alternates with a more traditional bridge.
What a great look.
The Bengal, and that definitely looked better.
Oh, yeah. I'm not talking about the manufacturer, by the way. I saw some answers that it was RSI. I'm not talking about the manufacturer. I'm actually talking about the designer at Cloud Imperium. Like, who was behind the drawings? Who was behind the actual design of the Perseus? Because it is a very good-looking ship. Very good-looking. God, look at that. Oh, okay. All right, Soviet. Thank you for clarifying. It does. It's so old Battleship. It is so like good old feeling WW2, like boom in your face. Look at that thing.
But then has the knock on that the upper front turret has a blind spot behind. So we had to make sure that the rear turret could not have a blind spot there, and then deal with the point defense system turrets to help alleviate those spots.
You want it to look aggressive, but you also want it to be unique. You want it to look like it's part of the family. When you see this ship, you know you're in trouble. That's what players are looking for.
That is exactly.
So originally the brief for the ship was a real skeleton crew of 4 men. So you had the pilot, the captain, and the 2 turret gunners. But as we developed the ship, it sort of felt a bit odd that such a small crew was operating such a relatively large
What's
ship.
up, Uno?
So the crew size for the ship is 6 man. That gives you a pilot, captain, 2 manned turret guns because the S7 twin turrets are manned. And then it leaves you with these 2 extra roles that are really flexible in terms of what you want them to do.
So we wanted to layer in all the functionality that John wanted, but also make it easy to navigate. It should be clear for the player at any point what part of the ship they're in, and it's
Yeah, I like the fact that this is not a maze to go through. Some of the ships are a maze. I won't say names, but I think we know what they are. But this one seems very straightforward as far as the layout. So I do like the interior layout.
split over 3 decks. So the lower deck is your cargo and access to the lower turret. and then you go up, and then that's sort of the main deck, and that goes from front to back. You know, you can reach your front turret torpedo room, or you can go right back.
Yeah, great
to
interior
habitation,
layout.
the captain's room. And there's also a central lift for ease of navigation, basically. And then the top floor is bridge, escape pods, and engineering section. So for a player, it should all be quite straightforward.
True, an
I
effigy.
think the ship really will add something to
An effigy has a point here. An effigy does have a point.
the fleet gameplay that is growing within Star Citizen. We've already seen aspects of that with the Invictus launch week. You've seen the capital ships in game. There's obviously the Hammerhead in game already.
Glad you
When
caught
this
it,
is in
Uno.
game, you'll also have much more of a rounded fleet to play with that will provide a great threat and deterrence to other players.
The RSI Perseus is the latest concept offering available now on the robertspaceindustries.com website. And if you'd like to learn more, there's also a thread on Spectrum collecting questions ahead of a Q&A comlink that's coming in the next few days.
Saw a funny video posted on our Discord about the Perseus Q&A, and it seems to go this way after every new ship or every new concept gets released, and it was a really funny video. You check it out in the Look at This DG section of the Discord, and it is rather a funny video by a content creator named Nash. And Paul had put something on there from Astropub about how he was very pleased that there was a content creator who made a video that like reflected his internal dialogue every time a Q&A came up, because so many people don't take the time to read the brochures and the very simple things about the ships. Now, I was going to go over that video. And I was going to do that this morning's stream because Red Bear had put that in the Discord, but I went against it because one of the very first or second comments on there was one of our very own members, and you know, I love him. But like I wanted to be like, oh, come on, man. I don't want to call him out. I don't want to call him out on it, but I was like, come on. So I'm gonna direct message him and have a little talk with him.
But up next, let's look at a small feature looking to make a big impact with the new tractor beam attachment, coming online in the upcoming Alpha 3.12.
So the desire was to get tractor beams into Star Citizen.
The tractor
It's a
beam. We
Sandbox
talked about
game.
this.
We want something that can manipulate physics-enabled objects. You don't always want to carry everything with your hands.
Yes, we talked about this in length today.
The best
tractor beam effect is great.
Start small and with the multi-tool. This was an attachment that we wanted to add for a while now. This attachment essentially is kind of graded to lift smaller objects, so cargo crates and such. You're able to lift them up, you're able to move them closer, you're able to move them further away. You can rotate them if you want to place them.
So very
accurately
Half-Life,
inside
this
the ship
gun.
Or otherwise. You can use them in gravity. Obviously, the higher the gravitational environment you're in, the heavier the object becomes and the more the multi-tool might struggle. At the moment, we're tuning it, but it's graded to lift up to about 250 kilograms, so most of the cargo crates on your ship, it should be possible to lift up.
Yes,
One of the
Portal
things
as
that
well,
we're still
Ross.
tuning at the moment is essentially the acceleration and the lag of the object that you've actually got tethered to your multi-tool. So if you pick up a soda can or whatever, something that's really, really light, you will have that more rigid beam because the beam's not struggling to pick up something so light.
Yeah.
But if
Oh,
you pick
very
up a
cool. Did you
really
see the
heavy
physics
crate
of it?
that's full of metals or
Okay.
something, you will start to see that lag and the beam will be more likely to bend and break. At the moment, what we've got right now is work in progress, but we're working on that right now to make it feel right. Everything we show
Good.
on ISC is work in progress.
That is what we were talking about earlier, because we saw the leaks. We posted those leaks. We just put that to the YouTube channel. We talked about it this morning, and we were saying that initially when I looked at it, I was like, man, and Killian and I were talking about this, how we really just wanted it to be a turret, like turret only, because we got that like old school 90s mentality. But the more I thought about it, the more I think that I'm really down for the handheld gun itself.
Jared made me say that.
Alongside the
There is a
turret, of
second
course.
function to it too. So if you start targeting large and massive objects like ships that you wouldn't necessarily be able to pull with this thing because it's so small, its secondary use is more like a grapple hook almost. You essentially start pulling yourselves towards these massive objects in 0G faster than your EVA pack should be able to.
Oh, wow. So you can use it to pull yourself. Interesting. Interesting. So like it's almost like a spidey web, man. Like it attaches itself to surfaces, huh? Yeah, this would be great for Sadaball, dude. This might bring back discussions about Sadaball, Uno, right, dude? I mean, like I haven't heard anybody talk about Sadaball for at least a year and a half, 2 years. This could be very well used for Sadaball, for sure. Yeah. Good point, Uno.
Take it.
Grappling hook. Yeah, right in effigy. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys like that? I'm not quite sure. I'm kind of split. Like, I really love the effects. I really love the looks. But like, do you love it that it's sticking to things and you're actually like using it to pull yourself through things? You like it? Yeah. It has a 0G feel to it for sure. It does need balancing though, right? Like I don't want this to be like everybody's just using this for, you know, like if I just saw everybody zapping around a beam everywhere, that would kind of get old really fast. So you have to layer it with some type of realism. So I'm not quite sure. I just want it to like hit something and stick, you know? Yeah, exactly, Ross, right? So I'm still like absorbing. Like I'm still kind of like absorbing all the, like I'm happy there's progress. I am really happy that there is progress and we can see a tractor beam. Now, how long have we all wanted to see like tractor beam and tractor beam mechanics? And now that it's here, it's like these are really good discussions to have just upon like design and mechanics of what we want tractor beams to do. And I think it's really important that a lot of us get vocal on what we're looking for, right? Like, what are we looking for tractor beam gameplay?
So ultimately, this is a sandbox tool. It's something that can manipulate any physics-enabled object in the game, or at least interact with it in some way. Really looking forward to see how people put this to use, because there's so many ways in which you can utilize it. There are some crazy things that we've seen internally at the moment.
Oh,
which
that's what we were looking for.
those...
Okay, that's what we were looking for. We were looking for that static reference point, that camera angle. This is great. I am going to rewind this. This is exactly
really
what I
looking forward
wanted.
to see how people put this to use, because there's so many ways in which you can utilize it.
What I missed, by the way,
some crazy things that we've seen
It's a big
internally
Benny's
at the
vending
moment, which
machine.
sadly, some of those things we can't allow to go out because, you know, it's going to break the game. But also there are some fun things that we've decided are okay to leave in there. So really, I'm very excited to see the videos coming out online of people using this thing, and I can't wait to see it in people's hands.
Behind the cutlass. Here we go. Another Easter egg. Behind the cutlass. What am I looking at? Give me a point at which I can, like a reference point for minutes and seconds. Something on the planet.
It's something that can
Hey,
manipulate
Kilowatt.
any physics.
Wait a second. Big rock behind.
Enabled object in the game.
Is that a new planet? Wait a second. Whoa. Nice, dude. Oh, nice. Hold on a second. Let's play this.
So ultimately, this is a sandbox tool. It's
Yeah, I
something
saw
that
the
can
shadows,
manipulate
you
any
know?
physics-enabled object
wow.
in the game, or at least interact with it in some
Oh, they
way.
are moving.
Really looking forward to see how people put this to use.
That's got to be first iteration too. I mean, like you can see that this is brand new because it looked a little jank when the clouds were moving, but that's okay. That's okay for now. Like it looked kind of like, but like I'm just happy to see the clouds. Again, progress. Again, development. Right? We had this wonderful talk today about, you know, like the fact that we're seeing incremental steps forward. I hope so. I hope that, because I don't think that is on the map at all. But very cool. You know, with everything we're going to see in 3.12, like the gas clouds, right? They're probably starting to implement like clouds, volumetric clouds in different spots. They talked about clouds a few times in the monthly reports, says Uno. This is great though, man. To see it, that's
ways in
great.
which you can utilize it. There are some crazy
I gotta
things
go
that
back
we've seen
one more
in
time,
the
one more
game,
time.
or at least interact with it in some
Oh, yeah.
way. Really looking forward to
Oh,
see how
cool.
people put this to use, because there's so many ways in which you can utilize it. There are some crazy things that we've seen internally
It's
at the
poggers.
moment, which sadly, some of those
Ba-dum-boom.
things we can't allow to go out because it's
Uno.
going to break the game. But also there are some fun things that we've decided are okay to leave
That's
in
very
there.
cool,
So
Soviet. Thanks,
really,
dude.
I'm very excited to see the videos coming out online of people using this thing, and I can't wait to see it in people's hands.
So what did we learn this week?
The dreaded words. What did we learn this week? What did we learn this week? 6 words. Yikes. Those words scare me. But very cool. Very cool. Too short though. Way too short an episode.
Well, we learned that between its menacing silhouette and massive turrets, the Perseus is meant to intimidate. That the new tractor beam attachment for multi-tools is going to open up an entire universe of traversal possibilities when it arrives in Alpha 3.12. And that the new fleece blanket that's currently available on the RSI website is more than just a super
Hey,
comfortable
Ryan.
blanket. It also makes a pretty nifty backdrop if you live somewhere where it doesn't get very cold. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. We'll see you next week.
All right. 7 minutes long. That's how long it was, buddy. That's how long. We need them a little bit longer than that, but some pretty good information. And like I said, it's nice to see, that demand is still there. People are going to question it till they're blue in the face. Like, how can people continue to spend money? How can people, we talked about this morning. Nobody is forcing people to spend money. Yes, there's a portion of people that have a problem, that are addicted, that have that mentality where it's the newest, brandest, new, shiny ship and they got to buy it. And that is a sickness. And okay, I feel bad for people like that. But there's another whole portion of people out there that are still like, hey, yes, I want to support the project, and they're willing to buy the Perseus. And we got 2.5 million is one of the biggest sales day ever in the history of the project. So thanks everybody for joining me here today on the Inside Star Citizen review, and I will see you on the next stream or vid. Thanks guys.